African Union Communications Early Warning and Intelligence, commonly known as AUC3I, is an intelligence and security organization responsible for providing signals intelligence and information assurance to AU citizens, AU leadership, and AU armed forces. I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. I am responsible for leading infantry soldiers at all levels of command and combined armed forces during missions on the ground. This is today's briefing. On the progress of the special military operation as of January 6, 2025. The armed forces of the Russian Federation continue to conduct a special military operation. Units of the North Group of Forces in the Kharkov direction inflicted defeat on formations of two territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Volchansk and Lipsy in the Kharkov region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 70 servicemen, 2 combat armored vehicles, 3 cars, and a 122mm howitzer D-30. An ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the West Group of Forces improved the position along the forward edge, defeated the manpower and equipment of 3 mechanized assault brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, 2 territorial defense brigades and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements of Drozhelyabovka, Podoly, Gleshkovka, Kovsharovka, Vyreknia, Zaporizhia, Ivanovka of the Kharkiv region, Yampilovka and Torskoy of the Donetsk People's Republic. Repulsed 3 counterattacks of assault groups of the Armed Forces of Ukraine. The enemy's losses amounted to 550 servicemen, 2 US-made M113 APCs, Italian-made Iveco and Cossack armored fighting vehicles, 12 vehicles, a UK-made 155mm Braveheart self-propelled artillery mount, a US-made 155mm M777 howitzer, an Akatsia 152mm, Umstabi 152mm howitzer, 2 Gvozdika 122mm self-propelled artillery mounts, 2 US-made D-30 122mm howitzers, and a US-made M101 105mm gun. The Mirage and Quartus EW stations and 2 counter-battery warfare stations were destroyed. The active actions of the units of the Southern Group of Troops liberated the settlement of Kharkov in the Donetsk People's Republic. Formations of 2 mechanized, 2 motorized infantry and mountain assault brigades of the Ukrainian armed forces were defeated in the areas of the settlements of Piskanovka, Alexeyevo-Drushkovka, Minkovka, Chasov-Yar, Verolyabovka, and Yantarnoy of the Donetsk People's Republic. 3 counterattacks of enemy assault groups were repelled. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 265 servicemen, a German-made Leopard tank, 2 US-made M113 armored personnel carriers, a Cossack armored fighting vehicle, a pickup truck, a Polish-made 155mm Krab self-propelled artillery mount, a US-made 155mm M777 howitzer, 3 152mm Mstabi howitzers, a 152mm D-20 gun, a 122mm Gvozdika self-propelled artillery mount, and 3 122mm D-30 howitzers. Units of the Center Group of Forces, the village of Dachinskoye in the Donetsk People's Republic was liberated. The manpower and equipment of 5 mechanized, a Jaeger, an airborne assault, 2 airmobile brigades of the Armed Forces of Ukraine, a Marine brigade, a territorial defense brigade and an assault brigade of the National Police of Ukraine were defeated in the areas of the settlements of Dzержinsk, Sherbanovka, Dimitrov, Shribnoy, Andriivka, Novovasilevka, Ukrainka, Novoalexandrovka, and Shevchenko of the Donetsk People's Republic. 14 counterattacks of the Armed Forces of Ukraine formations were repelled. The enemy lost up to 535 troops, 4 tanks, 3 infantry fighting vehicles, a US-made M113 APC and a French-made VAB, 5 armored combat vehicles, including a US-made HMMWV and Max Pro, 10 vehicles, a Grad multiple launch rocket system combat vehicle, a Polish-made 155mm Krab self-propelled artillery mount, 2 152mm Mstabi howitzers, and 2 122mm Gvozdika artillery mounts. Units of the East Force Group advanced deep into the enemy's defense, defeated the formations of the Mechanized Brigade of the Armed Forces of Ukraine and 2 territorial defense brigades in the areas of the settlements of Bogodar, Novy Komar, Neskutchnoy of the Donetsk People's Republic and Temirovka of the Zaporizhia region. The Ukrainian armed forces lost up to 170 servicemen, 4 vehicles, a 155mm self-propelled artillery unit Bogdana, a 155mm howitzer M198 made in the USA, a 152mm gun Giant Sintes, a 152mm gun D20 and a 122mm howitzer D30. An ammunition depot was destroyed. Units of the Dnieper Group of Forces inflicted losses on the manpower and equipment of a mechanized brigade, 2 coastal defense brigades of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, and a National Guard brigade in the areas of the settlements of Kharkov, Novoandrivka in the Zaporizhia region, Poniatowka and Sadovo in the Kherson region. The enemy lost up to 80 servicemen, 6 vehicles, a US-made 155mm M777 howitzer and a 122mm D30 howitzer. 3 ammunition depots were destroyed. Operational tactical aviation, strike unmanned aerial vehicles, missile troops and artillery of the groups of troops of the armed forces of the Russian Federation damaged the infrastructure of military airfields, weapons depots, storage, preparation and launch sites for unmanned aerial vehicles, as well as concentrations of manpower and equipment of the armed formations of the armed forces of Ukraine and foreign mercenaries in 153 districts. Air defense systems shot down a French-made Hammer-guided aerial bomb, 12 US-made Mars rockets, and 115 aircraft-type unmanned aerial vehicles. From 11 to 1300 hours Moscow time, 4 Ukrainian unmanned aerial vehicles were destroyed by air defense systems on duty. 2 UAVs were shot down over the territories of the Belgorod and Kursk regions. Since the beginning of the special military operation, 652 aircraft, 283 helicopters, 39,568 unmanned aerial vehicles, 590 anti-aircraft missile systems, 20,258 tanks and other armored combat vehicles, 1,507 multiple launch rocket systems, 20,239 field artillery pieces and mortars, and 29,919 special military vehicles have been destroyed. Thank you so much for watching this video. We hope you found it useful and informative. If you have any questions, please leave them below and we'll get back to you as soon as possible.